We're on. We're at
So one more.
Okay, yeah. Last question. Will the time you wake up in the morning, and why do you wake up at that time, and what do you think about?
Well, we talked about what time I wake up in the morning, but I think this last question is here. What do you think about before you go to bed at night? And really, to me, I mean, to kind of close this out as the last question of what do you tell people, or what do I think is a helpful kind of lessons learned to close on. And I think one conversation I had with one of my guys, who was just a complete awesome warrior, named JP. And JP, how you doing, brother, out there? When we were going through training to get ready for Iraq, and when you're going through SEAL training, you learn all this information, and they teach you all these things, and you layer them on top of your brain, and there's layers and layers and layers of these tactics and techniques and procedures. And the layers can get so thick that you lose contact with the ground. And so we were out in training, and I was looking at JP, who is a stud. And it was one of those situations where we're out in the desert, but there's rocks and there's little shrubs and all that. And he was standing up in the wide open, because he was staying in the formation of the patrol, the way that he was taught and the way that he had been indoctrinated is one of those layers. As you're here and you stand here and this is your field of fire and you watch this area. But what he had forgotten was that you're standing in the middle of an open area. Don't stand there. Move to this little rock, and then move to this little shrub, and then move to this little, so that way if a bad guy looks, he's not going to see you. And if he does see you, he starts shooting, you have a place to hide. And I said to him, JP, my brother. And he's like, what's up, sir? And I said, hey, man, if you were 10 years old right now and we were out playing army out here, would you stand in the middle of this open trench right here? Would you stand here? And he's like, no. And I said, well, where would you stand? He said, I'd go over there to that rock right there and I'd get behind that. And I said, so your 10-year-old brain is doing better job moving from cover to cover than your 23-year-old brain. And I said, listen, your instincts, you know what the right thing to do is. You know what it is. Do it. And he did. And it was amazing. And I think that people, you, me, everyone, people listening, people that communicate with us, you know what the right thing to do is. You know what it is. You know it's be disciplined. You know it's work hard. You know it's put your ego in check. You know these things. You just got to do them. You just got to do them.